Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing? Hold on a second here. Gotta found some stuff. Hi, Sherry. Good to see you. We have Paula here. How you doing? Good to see you with a retracted message. So this is a chill and chat. I've done some research over the past little while. So last night I did a little more research. You guys might be interested in. We'll see. So this is just chill chat. I don't have StreamYard at the moment, so I won't be able to have anybody up. I have to change my bank account and have to redo the payment method. So YouTube messed up my name for the next 2 weeks. Ugh. Okay. Hey, Teresa, how you doing? Good to see you. So this is just a free chat. You can talk about anything, as long as it's lizard vaginas. So, feel free to pick a subject dealing with or around lizard vaginas. I hope I didn't traumatize too many people last night. It was a fun stream. I really enjoyed myself. The information just keeps coming, I tell you. Yeah, happy VJ Day. Isn't today also post January 6th? So, the trauma level should be a little lower today. Is it January 6th? Let me check here. It's 7th, right? Let's see. Oh, crap. I don't even have a calendar. Let's see. What do we say down here? Yeah, it's the 7th. So, day after. Sorry, I missed it. You can always go back and watch it. Hey, Squirrel Sniper, how you doing? Good to see you. So I did find out some extra information last night. I did some more research. And this morning. It's a long one, Teresa. But I think the information is well worth it. Now, I could go over that information again here today. But I don't know how happy people were with me for showing them the genitalia of lizards. I don't know. Do it. Well, it's 3:20, guys. So if you if you have them, smoke them. Let's see what we have here. What tabs do I have open up here? Oh, that was kind of interesting. It's not quite lizard vagina material, but do have. Where is that? There was something I wanted to read to you guys, not traumatize you with it. Where is that? I have to go into my bookmarks, I think. No. Let's see. Oh. Still more to go. No, don't have it here. Dang it. Gonna have to search that one out again. But what I learned last night, lizard balls kind of like caviar. I was checking that out, Teresa. Where the eggs are stored. Um, but the eggs are stored in the. Let me see. I had the anatomy already. I don't know what happened to it. But an interesting fact: the male and female lizard. No, don't need that open. Both can have two sets of genitalia. Hey, Karen. So Scotty Boy was right the other last night that I guess they are kind of Teresa. You're making me lose my train of thought there. I have a visitor. You can see the tail. Karen, you seem to bring Max right over. Okay. All right. That's thank you, Max. I love you too. So let me see here. So yeah, take a look at this. This is let's see here. Is that showing up or not? Oh, yeah, it won't until I change it. Okay, where were we here? Africa. I was. There we are. Okay. Max, will you settle down, buddy? Go on. Okay. So reptile reproduction is very interesting. Obviously, watertight eggs can be laid anywhere. They do not have to be kept constantly moist. There's no danger of developing fetus dehydrating. Shown above is a tortoise. Most reptiles reproduce sexually and have internal fertilization. Males have one or two penises that pass sperm from their cloaca to the cloaca of the female. So both of them have cloacas, just a one-hole uh, system. Fertilization occurs within the cloaca, and the fertilized eggs leave the female's body through the opening in the cloaca. That word gets used a lot. In a minority of species, the eggs are retained inside the female body until they hatch. Then the offspring leave the mother body through the cloaca again, opening. Now, there are amniotic eggs. Unlike amphibians, reptiles produce amniotic eggs. The shell membranes and other structures of an amniotic egg protect and nourish the embryo. They keep the embryo moist and safe while it grows and develops. They also provide it with a rich fatty source, the yolk. So we can see the formation here. And so showing the embryonic develops at one end of the yolk sac. So they're young. Unlike amphibians, reptiles do not have a large larval stage. Instead, newly hatched reptiles look like smaller versions of the adults. They are able to move on their own, but they are vulnerable to predators. Even so, most reptiles provide no care to their hatchlings. In fact, most reptiles don't even take care of their eggs. For example, female turtles lay their eggs on a sandy beach and then return to the ocean. The only exception are female crocodiles and alligators. They may defend their nests from predators and help the hatchlings reach the water. The young remain in the area. The mother may continue to protect them for up to a year. Most reptiles reproduce sexually and have internal fertilizations. Reptile eggs are amniotic, so they can be laid on land instead of in water. Reptiles do not have a larval stage, and their hatchlings are relatively mature. Reptiles' parents provide little, if any, care to their young. Now, there are reptiles that produce asexually, which is an interesting thing. Check this out for you. Um, a form of asexual reproduction called parthenogenesis occurs in several species of geckos and other lizards. Parthenogenesis is an asexual form of reproduction found in females, where growth and development of an egg into an embryo occurs without fertilization by males. Now, this was a very interesting point for me because we got quite a crowd in here. When we read the story of Tiamat and Marduk, what was Tiamat's big crime? What was she so evil for that she had to be destroyed? Can anyone tell me? And hello, Groove. Hi, Squirrel Sniper. Hi, Fred Drake. Hi, don't know you. Welcome to the channel. Hi, Melanie Moore. Oh, we got a lot of new people. Hi. Oh, it sounds like Freedom is headed this way and he's got a bone to pick. Oh, that'll be awesome. Hi, Creemore. Hi, Grandpa Brian. I had geckos and a water dragon. Cool. Lizards were in separate tanks and they each dropped eggs. Wow. Hi, Vividness. Have I missed anyone? So, when we look at the story of Tiamat and Marduk, what we find is that Tiamat reproduced on her own. That was her big crime. So she reproduced asexually. It's right in the story. That's kind of amazing. The story just keeps unfolding bit by bit for me. Unwrap this here, give myself a little more room. So it follows along with the story of Tiamat and Marduk. Tiamat's great crime was reproducing asexually, and we find examples of lizards that can reproduce asexually. For those of you who are new here, there's quite a story behind what I'm talking about. It is about something you can probably understand, the Enuma Elish, the story of creation in the Sumerian tales. There's the story of Tiamat and Marduk, who had a great battle. And Tiamat's body was used to make the earth and the stars. Just hi, Freedom Grower. Absolutely. I wasn't going to show my lizard gonads today, but you never know. I don't have StreamYard, so it's kind of inconvenient. But I did have a bunch of stuff on Google Earth that I had searched out. So again, that was Tiamat's big crime, was she produced the monsters asexually. So she produced them without a consort. And for that, they hunted her down and killed her. Yeah, well, see, that's the funny thing. When we look at Tiamat around her cloaca, what we do find is that there's sperm all over the place. It's kind of weird and disgusting, but I don't know how to tell you much more than that. Linkage? I don't have it, and I have no link. I hope you're still going on your stream. You can give me shit later on your stream, maybe. But I wanted to show you some examples of lizard eggs. Oops. Let's go with that one. So here we find on Google Earth what appears to be a structure that's very similar to a dragon. We have a serpentine body going down. We have a long tail. Looks like it may even have like a whip or a barb type structure on the end, or those could be feathers as well. But you see a leg here, and even a wing with feathers. Almost looking like eagle feathers, dark tips on the end, all the way across. He also has feathers on his back and his head. I don't know what all this is up here. Could be some plumage or something. But this is what I think is a dragon's egg in the desert. Show you where it is. Right beside the it's right here where my cursor is. Right beside this egg. It seems to be in a fetus stage. All fetuses pretty much look the same. They have a protuberance up the front. They have two hole-looking things for the eyes, nose. Who knows what they end up being. Of course, you have a cranial cavity, heart, and digestive system with all the various enzymes from the liver, kidneys, the different colors, the red, black, and green. Very easy to tell where there's life when you find those colors. So for those of you who are new, you'll have to know or understand mud fossil theory. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an eye rape for the moment so I can see what you guys are saying. The Dragon Queen. Hey, Steve-O. Good to see you. Marduk was frustrated. Okay. Sperm on the cloaca. Freedom, all you need to know right there. Right, Melanie? Maybe Marduk was in denial, possibly. Spermatozoa has the ability to travel through many portholes. Cool. Where is this desert? Okay, we'll go back. This is in Africa. So we'll go back for those of you who are new and do a little bit of a review. So the Earth is supposedly a giant dead dragon, according to Sumerian texts. And it seems to be bearing itself out. One of my favorite pictures, of course, is Tiamat's head, which Mars and other planets don't seem to have. You know, you have the eye here, the forehead here, another eye over there smooshed. And there's the jawline. You even have a dragon's beard right here. They have a little beard. I'll show you another dragon. We'll go over the dragons first, because People are new. So here's one in America. You can see some of them better than others. Just depends on your vision. So here we have his head. Right here. Big snout like they do the cartoon dragons and that. His body goes up the coast. All the way up to almost where I live. I live just over here. You can see his feathery tail. So dragons are all, and this one is Typhon. This one is one of the monsters that were probably born from Tiamat. Probably the other one as well. They were probably one of the monsters that were made asexually. And this one had human-like thighs right down here. So we can see the head here going all the way up, goes all the way across North Africa, across Morocco. But I'll show you his head. The head's a little harder to make out than some others, but you can see the nose, the cartoonish nose going up to the forehead. He's even breathing out dragon breath onto a fish. See the fishy, all his fish scales. I think it's a garpike, I'm not sure. Can't be sure on any of it, really. But over here we have the vaginal entrance of, I believe, Tiamat. It's big enough, it's the right size. We can see the vaginal opening. We can see the, I've forgotten the name of this part, but I don't know. It's a protrusion both male and female lizards have on either side of the cloaca. We can see remnants of it right there in the Marzouk district. And this part of it is in the Wadi Shanti district. Wadi al Shanti. But yeah, that's a representation. Let me check here. Let's see if I moved it. Lizard labia. Let's see, creature, no. Okay, gonna take me a second here. Oh, hold on. That one, yeah. So what we're looking at is a structure very much like this. No, that's not it. Okay, doesn't want to do the slide for me. Yeah, that's the one. Here, move you in closer so you can get a good look. So we can see that there's cloaca with two protrusions outside. Both male and female have them. Very similar looking structures. And if we go back, oops, we can see that this structure is very similar, coming out of the cloaca here. So that's how they transfer the sperm back and forth between the male and female, is with that protrusion. This one's missing on this side, but you can imagine its structure. I'm going to give you a little more of an eye rate. Cool. I found a couple of things in Africa too. Hi, Steve-O. No link today, no. Hi, London man. Good to see you. I've been following this also. I think I came across another Dragon Mac. Oh, cool. Where is it? I don't have a link, unfortunately. So Sorry about that, guys. Oops. But I'll get that up and running, and we can definitely link up. So the story matches with even what we see on Google Earth, the story of Tiamat, self-procreating, making monsters, evil girl. We might have even been one of those creatures, because the dragons that she bore are probably our ancestors. One of them, Typhon, even having... all right. Excellent, London, man. Do you make content? Okay, you can post your channel here so that people can link up with you. No, that's my notifications. I generally don't have it on, but I'm waiting for someone to contact me. No, it's a cell phone. No, it's just it's regular cell phone. It's not an old school phone. Where'd my smokes go? Yeah, right. Lizard labias of Libya. That was. You have to go back and look at the previous shows. It's been quite an evolution. A lizard labia pretty much was my Christmas present, and the finding of all these structures. Here, let's. I'm going to use my phone to look at that. But let me get you guys situated. I have quite a few new images from Google Earth, which you might be interested in. Let me check in chat. Open you guys up here. So you might get an echo for a second. There we go. Okay. All right, there we go. Awesome. Thanks for the link. So let's go through some bookmarks. I was actually kind of interested in showing you guys. Oh yeah, there's one that Teresa sent me. This was an egg as well, I believe. Really neat structure in it. Almost looks like a star fort, eh? I could document it all in a book of my own. Yeah, I could. Going right along with the story of Tiamat and Marduk. That'd be cool. Well, I kind of am, like just documenting it in video. But I don't know, get somebody to. I'd have to get somebody to put a book together for me. I would be terrible at writing a book, I think. Yeah, here was an interesting image I found the other day. I don't know what it is. I labeled it dragon four-legged. Where is it? Right there, yeah. That was interesting with this claw-like structure. But there's a lot of claw-like structures around this area. It's nothing really that special. But it did have kind of a funny-looking toothy face, right? Looked like a bunch of teeth here, right? Big molars and such. I thought that was hilarious. Nothing special though. Let's see. Oops. Crocodile dragon. Let's see what that is. Oh yeah, this area here. I thought the top of this area here looked similar to a crocodile head. That's really all. So again, nothing special. I do, but you can see almost a row of teeth there, eh? Wonder what those are. And on the other side, I don't know. Kind of an interesting picture. Yeah, it does look like that one does look like a star fort. Blowing fire out his nose. Yeah. If you watch, you guys should link up to Mud Fossil University. He's where I learned all about this years ago. It does look like kind of the shape. Even look at this; it's almost got like a rib cage here area. I don't know. It could be, but it's got something going along here too. I don't know what that is. So, yeah, back and forth on some of them, right? Some things just definitely look like what you're seeing. Um, that actually looks like what Roger calls a strap, one of the skin straps uh, into a ball. So that's pretty cool. You have to remember that's there. Or start documenting skin straps. Lizard. Hey, Fire Drake. Good to see you. You're new. I don't know if that's what I kind of think it is. That's a little bit of pareidolia going on there. Dragon Lake was kind of cool. Um, very much reminiscent of. There's lakes in Oregon that look very much like this. The same, almost exact same shape and size. That's around a mile long. Rivers and veins, yeah. Many of them could be, yeah. Let's see. Fish thing with claws. Let's take a look at fish thing with claws. Oh, yeah, that's the one we looked at before. Not that interesting. Fish plesiosaur type. So this is in the sand. It's could be just a pile of stuff, a pile of fish or something. But I thought it looked kind of like a plesiosaur. Maybe the head up here. I don't know. Just looks like a bunch of stuff. A lot of these are undefined. So I just gave them titles to kind of give me what they look like. Uh, so, some things are pretty much, what you see. And some things like this, you can't really tell. This was kind of cool. Oh, this, I believe, was a fish that slid down a hill. Now, again, I can't tell for sure. I think this is the fish. But here we see a slide mark. It looks like he slid from right up here and just slid down the hill. Now, that part of it kind of takes away. See how that area that looks like a duck head? That kind of takes away from the theory because, yeah. But it does kind of look like it. That could be just something that happened. I don't know. But I thought that was kind of neat that it looks like this fish has slid down the hill to this resting spot. I've been looking for a channel like yours to collaborate with live panels and open-minded topics. Oh, awesome, London Man. Yeah, I'd love to join you. I'll hook up to your channel. I'll have to give you another iRate to do that. I've heard of Jade Dreamers. do live panels and I do documentary. I'm working on my third documentary. Nice. Yeah, I'm no good with the techie stuff, so I can't. Putting stuff together, it's all random for me, unfortunately. I don't really have the time or the patience for that kind of thing. Fish horse was kind of cool. This one was given to me. We can see a seahorse shape here. I've looked at this more in detail since I got it, and you can even see the back here. You know how they have that one fin that on their backs that's larger than others. You can see it in this shape here. And it's got fins all the way down. There's his eye. See, if you can find enough markers on a thing, definite markers, then you can kind of confirm what it is. You know, try to avoid pareidolia, thinking things are things. If you see a pile of stuff and you can't make out what it is, you just can't make out what it is, right? Yeah, let me go back over here. I'm going to give you a little bit of an eye rape for a moment. Sub your channel there. Okay. So yeah, we can see a seahorse there quite clearly, and with all, with several markers that we can apply to it. It even has a crest. Looks like a crest on the head here. We can see where the eye should be. We can see where that dorsal fin should be. We can see that it seems to have a fin running down its back to a bulbous belly. All very consistent. So try and look for markers and things that are like separated out is also really helpful. So footprints was really cool. And I found more interesting footprints. These people, I'm going to call them people because they have feet. Other than that, I don't know what they looked like or were, but they seem to like to step on things. They like to step on the eggs, and you think of it like a child playing, with nothing to do. What are they going to do? They're going to start playing around, and if you've got nothing to play with, well, here's this pile of stuff. Happens to be an egg, an old egg that's fallen apart and exploded in the sun. But you can walk over that, and squish your feet in it. You can see where he's walked over it and just smushed it for fun. All right, you won't be sorry. Okay. So we kind of figured out how let's go down to a later one here. I think this is one of these. Yeah, this is interesting. You can see this footprint here, but you can also see other footprints. These are mostly footprints. I know it seems kind of incredible, but there are a lot of them in here. Not mostly, but there are a lot. These people, I'm not sure on this one, but people seem to like to do dances. You know how you trample down snow when you're bored? I don't know if you guys live in the north, but up here, if you're bored sitting in standing in the snow waiting for something, what you'll tend to do is just start stomping down the snow. Can't see what we're looking at in that one quickly. Yeah, this one here. This one is just incredible. There's all kinds of footprints. Somebody's done a little dance sideways in an area, but they've walked all over the place. I don't know if you guys have ever seen footprints in the snow. That's what they look like. So here we can see larger and smaller footprints. We see ones here that look large, and a depression here that looks like a footprint, and it's much smaller. So there were either children and adults. Hey, Lucky, how you doing? It does really look like a seahorse. Um, Popping guitar bubbles out of the road got me in trouble as a kid. Right? We can really see that people have walked all over this planet and stomped on things. I found some really decent fish too. So you can see the footprints going along in this direction. These ones aren't that clear, but I thought they were worth documenting. Be hypercritical, guys, of these images we see. Don't accept that it is exactly what I say it is or what even what you think it is. Try to be critical. But it does look like here, what we have is that somebody has come along from this direction and walked up and over whatever this was, just for the sake of walking over it. So they just do the things that we would do. Yeah, please hit the like button. I don't often ask for people to do that, but do that every time. More footprints. Here we can see a pretty clear one. Again, this one's kind of shabby. Let's go to 10. So we got there. That one's kind of cool. Looks like he even got the toes. But that was the only one there. Also, like when you're looking for footprints, try and find multiples, right? If you can't find multiple in an area, it's kind of hard to define. So we can see multiples here, but they're different sizes, which is kind of off-putting. But, two side by side, I've often documented one beside the other, and that would be typical if you were walking through. And we also see like almost three different sizes here. This larger one, this smaller one. This one's I think about a mile. Let's see. Yeah, it's about 1,000 meters. Sorry, 1,000 feet. The bigger one's about 2,000. This one here. This one's about 1,000 feet. And these ones are a typical 400 meters. I've seen those. Is it 400 meters? 200 feet. Yeah, around 300 to 400 feet. Oh, I hated Discord. I don't know how to work all the settings on it, so it just kept going off constantly. You want to be notified, but every message that people put in was coming through. I don't know. I never really got into the social media stuff. This one again, not that clear. You can see almost one behind it, but nothing ahead of it. Not too clear, but here we have a couple areas that look like it. A lot of times, too, what you'll see is double footprints. But they are pretty much everywhere. Let's go to 6. Which way are we going here? Oh, that one. Yeah, this one has several in it. You can see one here, and he's walked up this way. There's another one. So there's one here, even with toe prints. They've made it a little unclear in that area, but we can see again where he stepped here. So we have a couple of footprints. So this one's kind of a maybe, right? I think we have a few. But one of the first ones I showed you was probably one of the best examples I have. I like this one though. It's filled with water. It's a huge one. It's about 3,000, about a mile, that one. 3,000 feet to a mile. Pretty big. Hey, Elderberry, how you doing? You had to, yeah, you had to remove the app? Yeah, that's weird. To force his sons to learn DLive. We couldn't wait. No. Guess I had that one twice. This one was fun. It looks like they've double stepped in a lot of these areas. Gone up and over here. Of course, for those of you that haven't seen my previous work, I love this dude. I call him Sammy Sperm Supreme. He's got all the morphology of a sperm. He's got an oval head, a central bulge, several small structures on the back end here, and a couple of lobes. Let me back out. You can see a large circular area here. That's one lobe, and a smaller lobe over here. And of course, a long, stringy tail. But these are all over the place in different various states of decay. We can see one that's really decayed right here. I think that's one. See, it's so decayed, it's hard to say. But there are examples of them all over the planet. I found a brand new one that was really cool. Let me go back and see. Found one that seemed to have all of its sperm in a line. Yeah. Let's see. I have a lot of bookmarks, unfortunately. Footprints. What? Can I save that one? Let's check. Well, we'll go sperm in a line. Sometimes I forget to bookmark them. They're never going to come back again. I thought this was weird, all these lines. I have to put a little bit more of a description on some of these bookmarks as well. Some of them have changed. Oops. Okay, let me check here. Go way down. So, some of the unknowns are kind of interesting too. You have a lot of, there we go. There's lattice. There's several fabrics or lattice work around that we can find. This one is on the, I'm going to have to find out the name of, let's see, where is that? That one's on the back of Tiamat. But a very weird looking lattice type work. Very veiny looking. Almost looking like tree roots, eh? Could have been one of the giant trees people talk about. I'm not, I don't know how big the trees got, so I don't know that they got that big. You could do some bibliomancy. Bibliomancy. Also ask a question. I thought. Yeah, you could. People can see what they want. Yeah, I believe that, Todd. That's why you should be hypercritical. Yeah, I might be hypnotizing you. I don't know. That is a possibility. Mars fetus. No. Let's see. The skull. The skull was actually turned out to be an egg. Found a lot of holes and mounds beside each other too, which is odd. That is 4 footprints or what? This was interesting. I don't know what these are. Now, in the stories, there weren't always men. There were other creatures. There were people with different types of bodies and feet. But look at all this. I can't tell what these are. They seem to have spots in them. I have no idea what this is, but it goes on all over, all over. Like it's a large area that is covered with these tracks, and they are tracks of some sort. You can, when you get in close, you can see that somebody's or something has smushed the dirt, smashed into the dirt, and made it do that. Made it maybe so. I have no idea. I just found this one the other day. But if anyone has any ideas, again, I'm not making any assumptions on this, but it just goes on and on. And it's exactly every dot you see is the exact same. And it's done in like a grid pattern. It's not a perfect grid pattern, though, just FYI. But see, it goes on even over here, even in the terrible picture they have here. It just goes on and on. Isn't that cool? What is it? Is this like an underlying grid that was like? Do you know how many holes there are on this? Like this looks like close. I don't know, hundreds of thousands. Let's say hundreds of thousands of little tiny holes made in the earth in a pattern. What do you guys think of that? Keep your hands off the lizard. Hi, Roger. It's about center of the earth and holy wars and AI. Okay. Yeah, that's where you ask a question, open the book, and get the answer. Remnants of an alternative dimension. I don't know. It looks pretty physical to me. Missing grid. Looks like a grid. Well, yeah. Maybe it's remnants of HAARP. What do you think of that, Toth? Tell me what that is. Enough to fill the Royal Albert Hall. Yeah, exactly. Hey? Machine gun from orbit. Keyhole shapes. No, I haven't. You seen holes under the ocean down by, okay. So that kind of gives you an idea. I try to figure out timelines for these things too. An interesting fact is we don't find any sperm on Seven Macaw, North America. Only in the northern half, up in, southern half down in the States, do we find sperm and eggs. Up in North America and Canada, sorry about that, there are no eggs or sperm that I can find so far. So the Seven Macaw must have been long after the monsters were born, or even possibly was one of the monsters himself. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's crazy. All the symmetry, right? Yeah, I have no idea what it is, but and even these lines that go across this way, like we've got the holes that are in a symmetrical pattern, but then we also have like areas where there's these lines that are all very symmetrical. Here we have more holes. Like the amount of time to do this would be immense. These have, well, it's hard to tell by the photograph, but like, who would take the time to do all this? And see, we don't even, I don't know if that didn't stay, if they didn't do it straight. Look at Rothschild Island in Antarctic. There's a grid like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I wonder if there's a giant key to access them. Well, they're not perfect. See, we can see an area here where they kind of go off. That could be movement of the Earth as well. Sorry about that, guys. Turn that down. It won't be off completely, but it'll be lower. Yeah, I have to watch. Fortunately, I have to use my phone to see your chat. I think the Vatican is the keyhole. That could be. It's a key-like shape. Now this area here was very interesting to me. I couldn't figure out what it was from or for, but the colors were curious. So yeah, that grid, is it everywhere? It seems to be. If it's in Antarctica, it's other places as well, probably. Let's see, where will we go here? Big hole. Which big hole is this? Ah, this one. So we have this hole here. I don't know what it's from. I think it's from a person lying there. I don't know. Looks like we could have a body across here. This one again. No guarantee on it. But down here we have the colors of biology. The green lake. I don't see a red one. But that might not be that uncommon. Oh, we find a reddish area down here. Okay. So we have greens and reds. Some blacks, I see. So this is a biological area, probably a stomach, intestines, and gizzards or whatever. But when we find these two markers together, you can probably, you could assume that it's something, but unless you get more, that's only really a couple. So, but that's kind of an iffy one, but everything's in the right spot. But seems to be piled up. Have a nice walk. All right. Oh, okay. See you later, Grandpa Brian. Yeah, these ones are very telling. This is a poorly preserved egg, but you can see the sperm coming at it from this side. Several of them with their wiggly tails. They decay in this way often. I think I've shown that one. These are cool. Cells dividing, I believe this is. Very curious formation. Or a whole bunch of meteor strikes. Okay, good night. Have a good day, Teresa. So this is all kind of, yeah, that's kind of cool. This big footmark sitting here out in the middle of nowhere. You can almost see the toe marks on this dude. That's a huge one. That's around a mile long, a little over a mile. Very big if it was a human or anything. Kind of looks like a nest of eggs. They're often one egg. I can show you many examples. Here, let me see. Egg, sperm. Here we go. Let's go through these. So these are egg and sperm in this area. At least I believe so. It's just a field of them. Find some more concrete examples. So here we can see I was cataloging fetus shapes. In these structures, I found 4 to 5 almost identical. So what we have, and I showed you one earlier, I'll go back to it. We have a cavity here, probably the cranium. We have an area back here, so we'll have a separation. Now this one doesn't have any water in it, so we won't be able to see the colors as well. The chest cavity in this area. And the gizzards and intestines down here. Now see that pattern repeated over and over again. Where are we? Egg cells. Let's go with cells. Not giant cell. Fetus 2. There we go. So we see similar structures curving around in this direction. Again, this one's very dry, but this is probably where the intestines and guts are, in that area where the color variation is. The cranium being here, chest cavity up here. Show you another example. Oh, same one. So similar shape. Let's go on to so we have a few examples of that shape. Of course, the best one, I don't even bother bookmarking because I know where it is. This one here. And you even see the same shape. That's why I did the last one, because the shape is the same. Here we can see the bulbous nose of a fetus, cranial cavity. This would be the chest and heart area. Down here, the intestinal area with the various colors, green, red, and black. Just repeats itself all over and over. So it's just a repeating pattern you look for. Like if you find one that looks like something, okay, that's cool. But you should be able to find the pattern repeating again and again in order to prove it. So be hypercritical of what you see, as always. You know, check, double check, find other examples like footprints. I have like 20 examples of footprints. Eggs, I have many examples. I don't know how many in total. But yeah, prove and reprove your theory. Like even finding, a dragon. Well, we don't find just one. Hi, Mary Wins. We find more than one. We find one in Morocco, one in the States, and of course, Tiamat's face in China. So, multiple proofs. Looks like our crater. Okay. Um, well, it's in the fetus thing, really. This is the whole egg. You can see all the sperm that was rushing towards it until it got inseminated, and then they all got killed by this. See all this blackness? That kills them. I don't know if it actually absorbs them, though. Seems like it just kills them. Or they die, I'm not sure. Is that hole next to the fetus looking thing? I don't know which one. Which one are you talking about, Sir? Okay. So the fetus is in an egg sac. You can see the sac here. There's several lakes in here. These ones are down by the intestines because of the color. That one's by the back. If they died, they would have rotten or been absorbed. Yeah, we're nano-sized compared to these things. The Titans being what they say is 3,000 Ls, that's 2.66 miles. 2.666, actually. I don't know if that's more of a numerological thing. Some of these things seem to be much bigger. Yeah, we're just gnats, barely. We're not even gnats. We're microscopic compared to the planet. They don't have bones. No, most of them just like this one. They just have an inner structure that kind of keeps together, but most of it just falls apart. Most of them are just mounds, really, uh, and they look like just a strip. The black part's pretty interesting. Yeah, we're smaller. Yeah, we're on the same page. Just can't. Hey, Dean. Nice to meet you. You just came from Chuck's Live. Is that Dick, or is he calling himself Dick or Chuck? I forgot what he was calling himself. This area is filled with sperm. They are kind of sporadic, but this is what they kind of decay like. You can see a central structure. You can kind of still see a bit of a tail. A lot of times that's what they decay down to. Yeah, good to meet you, Dean. But again, this is just beside the Libya labia. It's right above it. All of these black areas contain sperm and eggs. So here we can give you an example down here. Several of them, actually. Here's what happens to the eggs, which is really cool. These areas, they claim these are volcanoes, but we can clearly see almost 3 different types of liquid coming out. What you'll end up with is a veiny material like this. And over here, see this outward flow here to the top? It's going to be kind of roundish and glooby. See how it flowed out in a completely different way than this other stuff. And underneath this other stuff is this grayish, grainy material. So those are, again, markers you can look for. So you look for all this black around it. Look, it's like a volcano, but it isn't. See this different material here, glooby material, kind of makes a roundish caramel, flows much thicker. And then this runnier material, which I believe would be the white and then the yolk coming out. Let's see if we can find any sperm around it. There's probably a decayed sperm. There's a sperm tail. There's another one. They often decay into this horseshoe-like shape too, as well, which is kind of cool. There's another one. And they're all headed in this direction. You'll notice how they started off on a horizontal plane, and now they've moved up to coming down. So all of these things, now that could be, people would say it was just ejecta that happens to be headed in that, look like it's headed in that direction. That's possible too. See, here's one that's headed away. He got his tail caught. I'll show you an example of that. That's kind of cool. Let's see, sperm escaping death. Yeah, sperm fleeing black death. There we go. What do gizzards look like? Embryonic fluid lakes, yeah. Yeah, most have been changed for irrigation. That's true, yeah. Yeah, the volcanic activity is something to figure out. I had a theory before that it was the mixing of the fluid, the dragon's breath. But it seems to be that there may be another process that's doing it. Let's see if that one works. No, can't see where that one is. It's got a sperm surrounding an egg. Same area. Okay, this one was neat. It had blackness around it and the outflow on the other side. You can see a different flow out there. Let's see. Egg 1 exploded. I have different labels. I have to come up with a universal label for the. This one was cool. So here we can see what is an egg. In an egg shape. And we have what looks like a sperm entering it right here. Very interesting. Oh, okay. Thanks, Dean. Oh, thanks, London Man. So let's see. Fish were interesting. I've found quite a few cool fish impressions. Whether they're fish or not is subject to you. Here we have 2 fish in the desert. And you do find them in areas where there's a low-lying land. And it seems like what happened is the flood happened and they got trapped. I'll show you where they are as I go through them. So we can see that it looks like it got trapped down here by the middle of Africa, just on the edge. Here they got trapped in behind this landmass and couldn't get out. That's one way to help you find the fish, is to look for places where they can get trapped. Of course, there's the giant fish that the dragon's attacking in North Africa. I think that's a garpike. I'm not sure. Hey, Miss Anonymous. Changed your name again. So these were interesting shapes. This one almost looked like a dolphin jumping with a tail here. These ones I'm not too sure on. This one here looks like a fish impression. See, it's interesting that different things seem to decay in different ways, probably at different times or something in different environments. This one here has made an impression, if it is a fish, in the earth and then been washed out. And we can see one, this looks like a fish head right here beside it. We can see an eye, a snout area. Again, maybe a little pareidolia going on here, but difference in size and difference in, this one is raised up. Well, this one's raised up too. Yeah, so these are the same process. But sometimes they cavitate, which is interesting. Looks like a whale, yep. This one was cool because you can see almost a separation where maybe there was a color separation in the color of the scales, or that may even be where the spine is. But the tail was really cool because you can see the fin shapes on the tail, which was really cool, I thought. Very faint impression. And that seems to be what we find of the fish. They don't seem to decay well. They just kind of seem to disintegrate. Now this one is not as clear, but I believe that this is the back of the fish here. And they all seem to be, a lot of them seem to be missing a huge chunk out of the top of their back, just behind their head. I don't know if somebody went along and just ate part of it, if that's a part they wanted to eat or something. But this one's cool. We can see where there's probably a head in this area, something like an eye structure, maybe. We can see a fin of the side. A lot of markers on this one. This rate's pretty high for me. Um, and we see a tail-like structure out the back. And it's great that he's kind of all out by himself. There's some other stuff up here, but it's not really interfering with seeing the entire structure. And even the elevation on this matches. Like this comes up to a peak right here. So it's really cool. What was that fish fly? Going for the pineal gland, maybe. Yeah, I thought about that, Diane. Or Dean, sorry. Hi, Karen Lynn. Oh, same one. That one looks pretty convincing as well. Not a guarantee, of course, because it's just kind of a mound. But it does look like a fish face up here. And it looks like a tail back there with a dorsal fin. Again, this one not entirely convinced on. Again, we should be pretty critical of these. Just a fish shape. Again, no guarantee on that one. This looks like several fish lying in a area. Now, again, I can't be clear on this because there's too many of them. It does look like there's a clearly defined one here with a tail fin, a backbone, and even fins up the front with the face. Another one up here and a couple over here. But again, very hard to define these ones because fish don't seem to leave much of themselves after they decay. Got to check some giant elephants, yeah. Yeah, they're like goldfish tails, right? I wonder if they were carp of some sort. Where's this one? Fish shape, kind of there. Where is it? Oh, yeah. There it is. This one's unconvincing, but I cataloged it anyways. A fish shape coming straight up and down here. A lot of it missing right here in the middle, but yeah, iffy on that one for sure. Not too many markers to say it is. Our final fishy. So over here to the side, it appears to be the fish shape. That's the same one. There's another one I wanted to show you. I can find this one for sure, I think. Oh, maybe not. It should be in here. Oh, okay. They were in there. Sorry. They were in the spot I was looking at. But several cool fish shapes. How can you narrow down? Well, Put as many specifics as you can in the question, Miss Anonymous. So as many details as you can put into it, the more obviously specific you're going to be. The elephants and bunnies ahead. The skins I've found are kind of neat too. This is a patchwork. I don't know if this looks like it was manned, done by people. Little mounds everywhere. Look at that. And patchwork. It doesn't look natural. In one way, but in another way it does. And there's a lot of it. Maybe this is a method of growing things, making small mounds and putting a plant in it. But these mounds seem awfully big for that. And they are literally everywhere, like in this area. Look at how big it is. And it's all those dots. All those little mounds. Even out here. Little mounds. It's a huge area. And it's out in the water. So is it a fish scale? Or a lizard scale? It looks like a snake or a long, thin structure. But, and it's weird. You don't really see, I haven't seen anything for habitation. There we go. There's some habitation on the edge. But they don't, and they do the same thing. It's the same thing all over. I'm wondering if that's a method for growing stuff, but it is everywhere. It's even out here. Not as much down here. Very cool. They've done it here as well, or it happens here. But it does look like a weird method of growing things. Now this was more reptile looking. I don't know. But again, it's everywhere in this area. All of these separated chunks. This could be, I don't know. What do you guys think? This is not crops, for sure. This is out in the middle of Russia. Right out here. There's some pareidolia. But a very interesting type of covering, and it is everywhere. This is not human doing, at least as far as I can figure. Oh, fades out over there. And it gets into like squarish shapes over here, which is really cool. But very much looking like that could be like belly skin right there of a snake. Texture of a basketball, yeah. Looks like a sponge or a coral reef. Yeah, looks reptile looking. Your arm is healing. Oh, glad you're doing better. Done our scales, some are reptile, eh? I don't know. Looks like it's missing the permafrost. Yeah, maybe fish scale. Yeah, I'm thinking more of a reptile because we go from these kind of roundish oblong shape. This looks more like the belly skin of a snake, doesn't it? Than this stuff looking more like the sides. What do you guys think? Or maybe it's just uncovered more. I don't know. That's pretty interesting. Let's see where it goes. So the squarish stuff continues down. Let's back out and see what we have here. So a long, thin structure. Maybe a dragon or a snake? I don't know. Kind of starts around here and goes down. I can't see where it continues. So that's really difficult to try and figure out what that is, if it's anything. But very reptile looking. Right, Karen Lynn? Yeah, let me spark one up here. Where's my smokes? There we go. So I think that looks like reptile skin, but again, it's all over, I think. See a cavitation area there. See, this area is moved away or sunken down. Which is weird because it's holding back a lake. That little, look at that little crest right along there is holding back that lake. That's bizarre. Russia's a weird place. That looks like runoff, but could be biology. That did very much look like snake skin in that area, and the long, thin structures. And then, again, you can find it almost anywhere. There's a mountainous type thing that's actually sticking up from the terrain. I wonder what happened here. Did somebody come along and just stomp this down? We see a lot of places, like here, look like footprints. Did somebody get bored and just start stomping? This is the area where you step, you know? All right, London. Oh, can someone get the bot, please? Oh, thank you, Circuit K. Trial mining in areas? That could be. Yeah, that could be. Just to hide the landscape. These rivers were cool. They look like they have a lot of oxbow lakes on them, little turnoffs from the sides and stuff. It's neat how they all universally, you know, I like the twists and turns in it. Let's look at a different skin. Well, this is similar stuff. Same place. Yeah, this was cool. I don't know what this is. This swirly kind of looks like a chocolate starfish, but I don't know. There's the central point. I don't know what that is. Looks like a swirly of some sort, but it's on top of a big mound. So I don't know what kind of structure this is, but it's got a weird skin to it. You can see that it changes over here outside. It becomes sandy, scrub like. This is a rise in the land. And I wondered if this was some creature at some time. I could not in any way identify what this is, but being that it seems to be out here in the middle on its own, I kind of thought maybe like a brontosaurus. See how it's got a part coming out here, but that could be a tail, could be a head, could be a tail, almost like an eye looking structure there. I don't know. Is that a brontosaurus? Camel? I don't know. Very weird shaped thing, whatever it is, with a weird skin on it. Weird swirly type skin. And that's just where it's showing us because that like that because that's where the nutrients are, right? So the plants are growing on the areas. You can see it's a little darker, right, where the plants grow. So they're growing on those nutrients that are coming out in a swirl pattern. Very curious. Oops. Come on. There we go. So trying to catalog. Lattice golden yellow is cool. These various lattice works they have all over. See this work, this stuff down here. Getting a very structured look. When we get in close, you can see what look like straps going all over the place. These are very similar structures we have in our muscles and skin. I don't see any balls though, so I'm not sure what we're looking at. But interesting lattice type structures. Lattice 3. Oh, here's a. I do like this. I don't know what it is, but it's got beautiful colors. It could be a sperm. I'm not sure. This one, I'm pretty sure was a sperm. Incredibly beautiful. The colors, looking like a flower. We can see another example of this down here. I think it is. Very interesting growth. And we can see over here what looks possibly like a decayed sperm. They often come in these mound shapes. Here we can see the front going down to the tail. Again, the horseshoe one. And they're all headed in this direction. Really cool stuff we have on our planet. Sorry about that. Skin labia. These were cool. These are some of the structures on the labia of Libya. Very organic looking. Freedom Growers going live. Awesome. Maybe I'll go and join them. But there are a lot of different skin structures right around this area. Some of them are like to get these close-ups and this clear of an image is amazing because all the sand has been blown away. You can see over here, it looks like it's been covered with sand, but in this one, a small section, sand is blown away and we can see the structures of it. Spermies like snot rockets. Spitting them on Earth. Well, I don't know if we've looked into that, Toth, and a lizard can carry sperm around for a long time. Some lizards can self-inseminate, so they can do it on their own, which was apparently Tiamat's crime, great crime that she had to die for, was that she procreated on her own and created the monsters. The gutter my mind lives in is full of more snot, poop, and urine. And okay. Rocco has beautiful color scales. Yeah. Oh, does somebody have a link for Freedom Grower? You haven't found my two-headed dragon up in Canada? I will, though. Okay. Well, don't go around. Well, I suppose if you have information that it's there. Is there a story? If there's a story or a tale telling you. Like Seven Macaw. I hope you, for those of you who are new to my channel, go back and look at my work on Seven Macaw or the Great Macaw. North America itself, and I told you that the north of North America from around Missouri down is covered with sperm and stuff. But from Missouri up, Canada is not, the Americas is not covered with sperm. Seven Macaw here with his beak and headdress. Macaws have great plumage on their head. And there's the two wings coming up from North America to Alaska. Up to Nunavut, one of the wings, and the other one going over to Alaska. Yeah. So go and look at my work on Seven Macaw. Very interesting stuff. So North America at one time was a giant macaw, according to my research. You can even see the intestinal area. I live close to the intestinal area, right here. I'm not sure about the other guy. Yeah, well, Tiamat became a planet. They used her to make a planet, Circle K. I'll have to read the story sometime. Is Tiamat related to Yaldabaoth? I'm not sure. Poor Tiamat. Flooding can distribute the eggs around the landscape. Yeah. Well, there have been several cataclysms. I wonder if the death of Tiamat, if she wasn't somewhat like a cockroach, where upon death you expel all your eggs. Plus, many of them could have been sitting dormant. I don't know. The earth is bodies of the dead. Yep. Leviticus may be the fish. Okay. Yeah, it's a good question, Tom. Could be. Is all the old theologies now part of the MCU? or mythology community universe. Probably bought by Disney, yeah. I have found a clay substance that resembles red mud rain. Neat. We have a lot of red clay up here. It comes with little black balls in it, just like Roger describes. I have mud fossils as well. I have a fossilized heart, fossilized foot with a no toe. Well, it's got a pad screwed to the bottom. I think I have the heart here. Yeah, I do. I don't know if you guys can see it clear enough. I can't see it clear enough. No, no. You'll have to come around this way. I haven't shown this one for a while. It's really beautiful. That'll show it better. Let's see, what orientation are we on? So that would be the front area. You can see the separation in the chamber there. Going down, and on the top you'll see black of the blood in several, a line across there. On the back you'll see a hardened area, a different material. It's a much harder material. And there's a line separating the other chambers as well, going up this way. The meat rock, yeah. Great to be part of this open-minded movement. Our family is growing. Yeah, exactly, Dean. Thank you. Red clay occurs in an area where you can find gold as well. The red, black, turquoise. Oh, okay. Yeah, the meat rock. All right. Let's see here. Let's go. We should all go over and visit Freedom Grower. I'll give you guys a link here. Where are we? I lost you. There you are. Okay. My father worked blowing holes in the mines and mountains. Oh, wow. Would have found all kinds of things. Maybe. But yeah, there's the meat rock. I like that term. You can see the top has black blood on it. Oops. Go that way. So several openings for the ventricles on the top and one opening on the side. These are all markers you look for to confirm what you have in a heart. The back part. Now, the hearts and other organs do solidify in different ways. So there's different ways they look. That's the cat. Yeah, I like being called Max. My name's John, but I like being called Max. We have hearts as well, Max. Nice. Yeah, there's a video I did. I think I can pull that one up easy because the image on it was really easy to pick up. Where is it? There we are. Okay, that was one of the seven macaw. but I did a brief, I think it was Autodidactic, had a guy on who did mud fossil research, just like we've all done, and he came up with some beautiful results showing again and again uh, how you can find the same structures. Yeah, the blood, the gold did run through their veins. Yeah, yeah, my furry overlord. Yes, Max tells him to say that. Yeah, yeah, I've got the cat parasite in my head. That's what it is. Maybe I do. You never know, right? I could have it. I don't know if a parasite cleanse would get rid of that. All right, guys. I think we're going to cut it off here. I'm going to go visit Freedom Grower, and we'll see if he's in a chatty mood. Okay, so much love to you all. Thanks for coming by. I hope, I think I've learned something today, and I hope you have. At least how to find some mud fossils, how to look for them. It's been great. All right, guys. We'll see you tonight for class. Have a great day. Bye bye. Oh, hold on. Grab your. Okay. All right. Have a good one. No, wrong button.